Here. I'm Dr. Anderson. I work at Central Office. I'm the Director of Advanced Studies and Post-Secondary Readiness. And this is Mr. Dalton. He is the coordinator from School to Career. And so with our little bit of time we have today, we're going to share some information we have about some programs that we get to work directly with. I know that you guys perhaps are here because you've heard a lot about these programs, possibly from friends that you have here at school that are in them right now. Come on down, guys. And so this is like the very introductory meeting to this. Just so you know, we're going to have an opportunity in early January that your parents can come at some point during the day. We're going to have a morning one, a midday, and an evening one, so they get more information. Obviously, these early college programs are something that your folks probably never got to experience and probably don't even really understand it. And so that's our starting point today. At the end, like I said, we'll stay around if you have questions. So we're going to start off by talking about the half-day program at Maple Woods. So this is the program where you spend half the school day on site at Maple Woods Community College, and your classes are taught by all college instructors, and they will concurrently count for college credit and for high school credit. Your options of classes to take could be core classes or could be outside the core. Essentially, the catalog is wide open. Now, next year is the first year that we're going to allow juniors to access the program. This year it's seniors only, it's morning only. So I've got 25 kids that I work with directly who are there. Next year we're going to offer a morning session, which classes will be between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. And we're going to offer an afternoon session. Classes are between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Within each one of those half-day time slots, you have the opportunity to take, there's 5 slots that you could pick from of classes. Now with juniors, all the way through senior year, we're going to scaffold it a little bit more this year. This first semester with the seniors, I had them take 12 hours. So that's considered a full-time college load. Next semester, I've allowed them some more flexibility based on how they did this semester. So some of them are taking 15, 16. Some of them are taking evening online, all sorts of flexibility like that. Now, if you're someone who's a sophomore sitting here, your first semester next year, you will take 9 hours. So we'll start off with 3 classes. Your 4th class is going to be a College 100 class. So you still have the same amount of credits as if you were here. Like if you take AV Day, you have the opportunity for 4 classes. So your credit progress will be the exact same as if you were in high school. We are going to allow up to 50 students district-wide in the morning and 50 students district-wide in the afternoon. It is application-based. There are a series of things. I've outlined a lot of them on the handout you picked up. But I want to make sure everybody knows both the programs we're talking about today are at no cost to your family. So we are paying for it directly, and we are also paying for the books directly. And so there's no cost to do either one of these programs. Something that has really made this happen was a new Missouri law that went into place called the Core 42. And that is a law that was designed to stop like 4-year schools from playing games as to which credits they'll accept. Right now if you're in like an AP class or dual credit class, they keep saying like, well, your school may or may not take this. Or they may take it as English credit or they may take it as elective credit. There is a package of 42 hours that is guaranteed transfer in public schools in the state of Missouri. So the coursework you take here, like obviously you're going to be a sophomore, junior, you have no idea where you're going to go. Well, at least you're covered that every place in state, outside of some private schools, will accept your credit. Under the qualifications for consideration, I list out all the qualifications. So these are all going to be on the application. In addition to, you're going to do a little bit of writing, You have to take a placement test. It could be the ACT. It could be the AccuPlacer. Our objective with that is to make sure you are ready for college level classes. So the AccuPlacer is done like on-site at MCC. We also bring them here. For the ACT, because you might have a little bit more context, the readiness scores on the ACT are an 18 on ACT English and a 21 on ACT Math. That means you test into a class that's not a remedial class. So that's a component of this. And then what happens is we'll take all the applications, and certainly you will have indicated morning, afternoon, or maybe ranked them 1, 2. Those of you who may be in orchestra or debate or something like that might not be able to do like half the day. So you would have to do afternoon or have to do morning. Then I sit down with people from MCC, and collectively we go through the applications. Since this is a collaboration between us and MCC, they have as much say as I do. You're applying to a college. And so we work together to make those decisions. If you are someone that is seriously considering doing this, I do encourage you, and I can help connect you with someone who is currently doing the program. Some of them should be coming in here pretty quick because the Tuesday, Thursday classes, they should be wrapping up around now. And if some of them got out of class, they'll be here. But I ask that they come down here because I think it's important that you hear from them. And I couldn't pull them out of class. A couple things that are really important, like attendance is serious. It's not our attendance policy. And while MCC has a minimum attendance policy, every individual instructor gets to have their own policy. So it is very different from high school. Some of them, it's 2 absences and they drop you. Like no questions asked, you're out. So attendance is really, really important. In fact, a lot of them, I sat with them last week and went through a whole line of tell me what prospective students need to know. And the things that kept coming up were attendance, organization, responsibility, and balance with your schedule back here at high school. As college students on campus, I think the vast majority of them have moved to the world where it's like they're college kids. And unfortunately, in some cases, they don't care as much about their classes back here at high school. And that's not okay. Our number one goal is high school graduation. However, some of them had some concerns that perhaps they took this full load in the morning, and then they took 3 AP classes in the afternoon, and that is quite frankly too much. And so the opportunity is not for everyone. It's tough at the start, just like it is when you'll first be going off to school on your own. So I definitely understand that the flexibility of the schedule could be somewhat appealing to some of you. But I've told my kids now from day one, just because you only have classes at 9, 10 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 8, 9:30 on Tuesday, Thursday, you have to treat the whole chunk as school and a job. It's not off time, it's study time. Whether that's studying on campus, whether that's meet with a professor that you're struggling with, whether that's going to the math lab because you need extra help, whether that's going to the writing lab because you need extra help. There are resources there, but you need to know what you're getting into. And I'm not trying to scare anybody off with this. I'm just trying to be very upfront. So that is the half day at Maple Woods. Remember, we'll take 50 in the morning, 50 in the afternoon, district-wide. Aaron, you want to talk about some of the construction academy a little bit?
Absolutely. So he was talking about the half day in the morning in Maple Woods. Now we're going to transition over to the Business and Technical College off of Front Street. From here, it's about a 15, 20-minute drive south. Okay. Now at that campus, we have the Construction Academy, which that'll be this handout right here. Okay. The Construction Academy is a full-day program starting junior year, and it's you can continue with that your second year as a senior. Now, the goal of this program is you are no longer at your campus here at Oak Park. Right now, we have 15 students involved with it. Half of those students are from Oak Park. Okay, they love it, they enjoy it. I asked them yesterday, would you come back to Oak Park And they said no. They love the experience that they're having there. They love that they are able to graduate with their diploma as well as earn an associate's degree as well, okay? Over here, I'll show you individually if you're interested in it. I have an example of the classes that you would take over a 2-year plan. Again, these could change, but it's kind of an overview draft of what that would look like. But you are at campus at BT, what we call it, Business Technical College, all day long. You go from a certain time, you have lunch there, you do not come back here to campus. You are taking your core classes as well as construction-related classes. You do earn certain certificates throughout the process as well, that those are part of the classes and they set you up. You work with business partners, you work with different companies, you go to different sites. We have many different things that we set up for you to experience. Now, one of the comments and questions that I've had with this is because it has construction in the title, doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to this program just to work in the construction area. I have students that are graduating from this program. They want to go in and be an engineer, so they're going to continue on in a 4-year college and be in the engineering program. I have students that want to go into finance. Okay, what's that have to do with construction? It could. Okay, there are many different pathways you can take. This is a stepping stone. It teaches you many different ways to learn, as well as the college experience and the opportunities. You're trained, you get all those technical skills. So it's not just, I'm going to go into construction. Now, that is a big part of it, and you're going to learn a lot in the construction areas, what to do, what not to do, and it's all done very safely, okay? So with this, if you look at the back, or actually it's on the front, there are certain qualifications. You can see the minimum GPA of a 2-point high, or 2.0 or higher, okay? High school attendance, Dr. Anderson mentioned that a lot. Same thing at that campus. Attendance is very important. Okay, if you're going to be a part of this, you have to be there. Again, it's not on ours at the North Kansas City School District, it's on the campus as well. Okay, you have to participate and be there. We have to have a copy of your transcript. The AccuPlacer, that is from feedback from the students. They like taking the AccuPlacer test more so than the ACT. Some have not taken the ACT yet, but they said the AccuPlacer was not that bad to take. So again, you can take that at any MCC campus. You can schedule that. And then completion of the application to enroll. And there's also an interview process that you will go through with the construction teacher, because they want to make sure that you're just not going there to get out of school. That's not what we want. We want to have a really good quality program for you to take. It's just not an escape to get out of Oak Park. Okay? It's a chance for you to really explore this opportunity to further your career in these fields. Okay. Now, one thing I want to show you with this, we are videoing this right now. We are going to put it on the website. I apologize, we don't have a projector, but you all are familiar with our North Kansas City website, correct? This is the home page. Right up here at the top is academics. Okay, when you click on academics, you'll have a college and career readiness tab. All the information that we're going to talk to you about will be in that college and career readiness tab. Okay, this video, these handouts, the information, they'll be specific. So if we're talking about the early college in Maple Woods, there'll be a tab in there. The Construction Academy, they'll have a tab in there. Okay, finding this information is important when you're sharing it with your parents.
And so a couple of differences additional that we need to point out. At the Construction Academy, it's again open to anybody in our school district. You are in your classes together. They're a cohort. So in your room, it's only North Kansas City students, still taught by college professors. At Maple Woods, you are out in the masses. You are picking classes out of the regular schedule, which it's my understanding that means could be as young as a 13-year-old in the room who would have graduated at 12, or it could be somebody who's 65 or 70 years old who's going back to pick up a couple extra classes, and the whole range in between. So it's really important that that's something you think about and understand, and that your parents understand as well. Because you're just off on your own. We have kind of a home base that you can come back to. Certainly we, in addition to offering college credit with both programs, are also really trying to teach you how to be a college student. And everything that comes along with that besides just academics. So that's a big part of both of these programs as well. So at this time, we'd like to open it up for any questions that you have for either one of us. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm interested in doing the Northland caps.
Okay.
So are we able to do that at the same time, like do both of these things?
So the answer to your question is maybe. That really depends on where you are with high school progress. And are you a sophomore, junior? Okay, so as long as you have your high school graduation requirements, like the little half units that you take here and there, it can work. I have one student this semester who does NCC half day and early college half day, and one that does NCAPS half day.
Okay.
So it is a possibility.
Okay, so because I have one, like I just have an English credit to do next year, and I'm like ready to graduate, but I could do that as like at MCC, and that would count.
Yes. So the way that works is a 3-credit-hour class, which is what most of them are. That counts as one semester for high school credit. So you could choose then, if you only have English left, you'll just make sure that you have an English class first semester and second semester, whether it's English 1, English 2. Or you could do speech. There are some other options that count as an English class. But yes, you can do that. Other questions?
We have one over here. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Transportation, how does that work?
Great question. So morning transportation is provided at Maple Woods. So from school and then back to school. At this time, I cannot commit to the afternoon. So right now I'm having to advertise the afternoon as you have to transport yourself. Now, a lot of our students do drive, but the bus is available if you'd like to take that. At Mr. Dalton's program, I'll let him handle
So
that.
the Construction Academy, we offer both. We have transportation by bus, and we allow the students to drive. But that can be easily taken away if you abuse those driving abilities. So meaning that when you're on campus, you stay on campus. You don't travel elsewhere. Okay. So we do offer both. Okay. Other questions?
I have a question. How many of you know what an associate's degree is? Raise your hand if you know what an associate's degree is. My fear is there's a lot of you that don't know
All
what
right,
an associate's
so
degree
let's
is.
talk about
'Cause
that.
that's a big darn deal.
Absolutely. Okay, so I know a lot of you, when you think about college, just think about like going to your 4-year school and get your bachelor's degree. Well, there are lots of tiers up and down from there. And so the bachelor's is your regular 4-year degree that generally speaking is 120 hours, roughly around there. Now below that you have a couple of different tiers. You have an associate's degree, which is essentially considered a 2-year degree. Sometimes they are general, just an Associate of Arts. Sometimes there are some specified ones. At Maple Woods, for example, they have an Associate of Arts in Teaching. People that are thinking about going into education. They have an Animal Science. They've got a whole bunch of different ones. Below that, there's also a certificate, or different certificates you could earn. Those can generally be done in around 30 hours. And with both of these programs, you have some opportunities. So at the Construction Academy, with the pathway, you will finish a full Associate of Applied Sciences degree in building maintenance and construction. You also earn a number of certificates, a level 1 and a level 2 construction, an OSHA 10-hour card, and some other ones. At Maple Woods, it's a little bit different. Even if you take the load to be a full-time student, if you are a junior in here, that means you just be with me for 1 year. You know, you might have 12 hours first semester and a 15-hour second semester. That's why the Core 42 is important, that it can transfer on if you're trying to get a 4-year degree. I have several students who have figured out a way that they can take, once they finish this school year, they can take some summer classes and next fall and have an associate's degree. If you're someone in here who is a sophomore considering doing this, I have scaffolded out a plan where you will have the opportunity to be about 12 hours short of your associates. And I've figured out some creative ways to perhaps pick that up. We are also in the process of working on an improved fast tracks opportunity with Northwest Missouri State. That's one of the 4-year schools you're thinking about going to, where we're able to take advantage of some early college, the fast tracks reduced rate, and then end up getting your bachelor's degree in less than 2 years for under $10,000. So there are lots of different degree pathways and opportunities that are out there. I just want to make sure everybody understands, though, the community college credit is transferable, and it's Missouri law now. Was there a hand back here? Yes.
Yeah. So, do you just take one safety test in construction, like your OSHA 10, or do you have more than one?
The OSHA is one of those programs. One, they take you through the class, which you said you've already taken it. You've been through the class. That's a 2-day class, and then you test as well, and then you receive your OSHA card from that. They actually keep that on site until you graduate to make sure that they have their file for you, but that is one of them.
So, will I have to go back in and redo it for the school?
Maybe not. We'd have to investigate with your card and see what it is, how it worked. Were you in Missouri doing it? So it's probably still good. Okay, but that would be, we'll let the college construction instructors there determine that.
And we should also mention that if you do the construction academy and you do want to be in one of the specialized fields, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or whatever, you will graduate from high school. You will then graduate from MCC, and then J.E. Dunn is going to provide connection to you for an apprenticeship right away. Yeah. You. Okay. You.
If we have college credits in another thing, can we use it, such as engineering? Does it count with these?
Yeah, so really that depends on where you ultimately want to go, like your 4-year school. We can certainly transfer them into MCC, and that would allow you to take some upper level classes. If you're not trying to take the upper level classes, though, probably we'll just hold that. We'll send both. We have both transcripts sent to wherever you end up. Yes, sir.
Do I need a laptop or anything else if I'm going to the college program? Or do I still get the school provided one?
You do. For both the programs, you still get your MacBook. Absolutely. You are still North Kansas City students. You still have enough classes that you qualify for activities, athletics. All that's still on the table. There's 2 football players from this building that are in the program with me right now. So you still can be very engaged in the school community.
Now I want to clear that up though for the construction academy. You're still available to participate in the sports, but not all sports, unfortunately, you can. The reason why, I'll give an example, is golf. We talked about attendance. Golf travels a lot. You can't miss school because you're on a golf trip every other day. Okay? Those are the things you have to think about for the full day program. That's not for the half day program. Okay? Full day program, you are a college student. Okay? You cannot just go to your instructor and say, I'm going to be gone. Next couple days, I'm gone again. Next couple days, gone again. That's not how it works in college. But if your program is involved after school, like I have football players, they leave from there, they come to practice, and their games don't interfere with the school day. Now, for example, again, we have students that are on the robotics team in the program. They're still able to come here after school, do their competitions. Yes, they'll be out of school, but they worked out with their instructor in advance. Okay, as long as you have communication with your instructors, most of the time it'll be okay. You can always work ahead if they allow you to, or whatever it is. Okay, but there are limits with the full day, but that's, I would say, more one-on-one conversation with me to make sure that would be a good fit for you or not, if sports interfere. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, so are all of Maplewood classes like available for like this program?
Yes. So whether you go morning or afternoon, the entire catalog, obviously when you start that doesn't have prerequisites, are open. This is where we work really closely though with you and your counselor, because the number one priority is high school graduation. Every one of the seniors who are with me right now have at least one core class, if not 2. Now next semester, we have a little bit more exploratory stuff because most of them have their graduation requirements done. So next semester, I've got students taking things like criminology, advanced programming classes. So once you've been there for a little bit, then that opens up the catalog a little bit further. And if you want to know what that looks like, just go on mcckc.edu and do a class search. And it's really easy. It's just a couple of clicks. Click on Maple Woods, pick a history, an English, a speech, whatever, and just see the time slots that are available. They pretty much stay pretty similar every semester.
I did not mention with the Construction Academy, we only have 20 seats available, and that's between all 4 schools. Okay, so if that decision needs to be made, rather quickly, it is an application process as well. But even if you're not sure about it, because it is a big move to a full-day program out of your high school, talk with us. We'll help you with that. That's not something you have to work out on your own. Okay, work with your counselor, work with us, and we can probably even get you over there for a day to tour and see what the program's like as well.
When are applications due and how do I go about?
So we will make the applications available the day of the parent meeting, which is January 7th, 9th. We'll follow up with you. And just so you know, here's what we're going to do that day. We are going to have meetings throughout the day because we know a lot of you have parents that work different schedules or whatnot. So we're going to have like a breakfast meeting. We're going to have like a lunchtime one, and we'll have an evening one. We will be there all day though. So if your parents need to come at a different time, we would encourage you to join them. For an event like that, we can get you excused from school where it doesn't count as even an excused absence. It'd be like a field trip. And at that time, we will also put the updated application on the website, and we will also send it out to all the counselors. Okay?
I think we're about to wrap up. We will be here afterwards to answer any questions for you. Okay.
Thank you guys very much. Please come talk to us if you have anything.